Hi, my name is Caleb Edwards and I'm a freshman at IU. A significant event in my life was when my mom dated a doctor. When I was 7, my mom started to date a doctor, Mr. Jeff Thomas. He was very nice and funny, so I liked him a lot. One day we slept over his house and my mind was blown away. I remember me and my brother stayed up watching movies in the basement theater and counting all of the rooms and bathrooms in the house because we have never seen a house that big before in our lives. At the time, I didn't think much about it or why he had such a big house. I just enjoyed it. One night, I remember overhearing my mom gasp in amazement, and then she called us to her. She showed us a piece of paper with a lot of numbers on it. At the time, I didn't know what a paycheck was, so I didn't make a big deal of it. That night, my mom explained to me what it meant and how in that one paycheck, it was more money than she makes in an entire year. A few years went by and I was now in middle school. By now, I had actually understood how rare it was to see a black person living as well as he did. Up until that time, I just thought it was normal to live how all of my friends and family did, that it was normal to be poor. Schmidt and Smith came up with 4-stage development theory to explain the mental process of being a minority. And up until this time, I was in the first stage, the pre-encounter stage. This stage basically states that minorities believe the world is anti-minority and accepts this as a fact without questioning it. Once I realized that it was possible for black men to be wealthy, I was in the second stage, the encounter stage. This states that individuals begin to gain awareness of what it meant to be a minority and attempts to find their identity. The next stage of this developmental theory is called the immersion stage. This states that individuals will try to immerse themselves in minority culture. This stage came natural to me because of my environment. Once in high school, I began the last stage of the theory. The final stage in this theory is called the internalization stage. This states that individuals develop a sense of security and are confident in being who they are. This whole experience made me aware that anybody can do anything as long as they work hard and have a good role model. It also made me want to become one of those role models so that I can impact someone's life just as mine was impacted. The next big event in my life was my school. When I was in 7th grade, I attended Broad Ripple High School for the Arts and Humanities. Yes, I know I was in middle school, but high schools are combined with middle schools in my district. Weird, I know, but that's how it is. I was at this school for 6 years, a third of my life, and it has probably had the biggest impact on me, both musically and socially. When I arrived to the school, I barely knew how to play a violin. I learned a new instrument almost every year I was there and participated in all of the extracurricular activities that were offered. There was something almost magical about it to me. I enjoyed everything from the teamwork skills it taught me to the discipline it required, to the theory behind it. By the time I graduated, I learned 4 instruments and received golds for all of them at State ISMA. For those that don't know, ISMA is basically a way to get critiqued and judged on your musical ability in various genres. The impact music has had on me was also a huge reason why I chose to attend IU. My high school has also had a big social impact on me. When I arrived, I was very introverted and shy. I didn't care if I made friends or not. Throughout my years there, I have gained some of the best friends that I could ever imagine, with my peers and also my teachers. They have had the biggest impact on my personality and identity. They shaped me into who I am today, and through experiences have taught me many life lessons. Erik Erikson's lifespan model gives basic conflicts of certain stages throughout life. In his model, the adolescent stage, from 12 to 18 years old, states that the conflict in this age is identity versus role confusion, and that the most important event during that time are our social relationships. During this time, I gained a sense of a personal identity and understood what I value, and its impacts are shown on me. The last impact would have to be the impact that my mom has had on me. The impact that she's had on me can basically be summed up within a few sentences. She always told me to be the best I could be at anything I do and to follow the golden rule. She also taught me that my actions will always have consequences, either good or bad, and to generally try to bring goodness to the world. This can be related to Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of moral development. This theory consists of 6 stages, basically stating that actions have consequences, doing good in the world will ultimately benefit you, and that others want to be treated the same as you would want to be treated. Although I used to believe they came natural to people, This theory made me realize that a person's morals and ethics come from the experiences and lessons that the environment forces upon you. These relationships and events have formed me into the person I am today, and I would not change it for the world.